What's up, White House? Hey, Lee Stinson here with the What's Up White House podcast, where we talk about all things White House, what's kind of going on, the news, the events, the business openings, even the weather a little bit. This is what this podcast is all about, is to keep you informed on what's going on. If you're listening to the audio version, just want to let you know you're not kind of hearing things. Maddie is not here today. She's out doing real estate things, closing deals, doing all that stuff. So she wasn't able to make it. So I decided to just go ahead and kind of put this out because I don't want you guys not to be in the know. I want you guys to know everything that's going on, give you some stuff to do this weekend. There's a lot of fun events as the weather's getting nicer. Spring is kind of here. You know, Sumner County spring break for the students was last week. Robertson County's next week. You know, sometimes those counties get together and they'll kind of do them both on the same week, which is really nice for White House because it's split. But this year it was every man for himself. So Sumner County last week, Robertson County next week for spring break for the school systems. Speaking of every man for himself, the White House Parks and Rec is having signups for men's league basketball. That's full, but they have 2 open spots for 2 single males that you don't have to, like, you can be married, but like if you don't have a team, you just want to sign up, they have 2 spots available. The teams are full, but those signups are on their website along with softball league. So they have a softball spring league that's open right now, and you can sign your team up for that online. Speaking of spring, the big news is the rains and all the a few weeks ago during the rains, all the flooding that happened. The wash off from all the new construction sites, and the city, they put a moratorium on all new building, and from my understanding that moratorium has been lifted. So apparently they've went to all the sites, they've corrected the issues. Everybody seems to be back in line, but here's the reality: is this Saturday, if the forecast is true, which happens about half the time, but if the forecast is true, there's going to be a lot of rains, and so they're kind of going to put all that to test, all the stormwater, all the runoff issues that we've had, and so we'll kind of see this Saturday, hopefully, maybe that what they've done has been effective. So we'll find out for sure. Since Saturday is going to be raining, I'm going to give you a couple of inside events that you can go to that are fun. And if you're a big history buff, if you like the History Channel or something like that, and you're interested in local history, there's actually 2 events going on this Saturday that are perfect for a history buff. The first one's in White House, Military and Munitions. It's Saturday from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the White House Inn and Museum. If you're driving on 76, that's the building with the big horse and carriage out front. They've got a lot of military memorabilia, items. There's a whole lot of things that you can do and see there involving the military. So that's a pretty cool thing. Get from 9 to 3 on Saturday. It's indoor, so when it's raining outside, you can be inside just checking out all the cool World War I stuff. The other event that's happening that's good for history buff in Springfield, and I think it's at 6 p.m. Stories of Us by the Robertson County Historical Society, where they're having like a dinner, and you can experience the unforgettable evening where the past comes alive through captivating stories, dynamic presentations, and first-hand accounts of people and events that have shaped our community. Again, that's this Saturday from, I think it's at 6 p.m. I don't know what the cost is on that, but again, it's an inside event. I think they're having barbecue and that kind of stuff. So I'm sure there's more information on that online. But if you're a history buff, you could do all day kind of thing. You could do White House in the morning, Springfield in the evening, and you can get your whole kind of history fix for the weekend. Business news. One thing I've drove by the Whataburger there on 76 that's coming into White House. I've seen that like the TV's on, the lights are on, the menu boards are on, all those kind of things. And so I kind of wondered when that was going to open, and looked into it, found out April 21st is when they're announcing that they're going to be open for the Whataburger in White House. So that's some good information for you. Another opening is the Fifth Third Bank. So they're having their official ribbon cutting on March 20th at 11 a.m. So if you're in White House and the other 6 banks you're not happy with, and you like, hey, I'm done with those 6. I need the 7th one. Then Fifth Third Bank's opening up. I've heard they got some pretty cool nostalgia stuff in their lobby. But the official ribbon cutting for them is March the 20th at 11 a.m. All right, we're going to take a real quick commercial break, but I got a lot more stuff to talk to you about, some fun stuff to do this weekend, some stuff for the adults, some stuff for kids, and we'll get to all that right after this break. What's up, White House? Hey, me and Maddie have 2 things that we need to ask of you. We love doing this podcast, but Maddie, what can they help us with?
First, if you have any events that you want featured on our podcast or anything's coming up in the community, you can reach out to us at whatsupwhitehouse@gmail.com.
Yep. Second thing is Maddie and I are local real estate agents. If you're thinking about buying or selling property or houses, anything like that anytime, we'd love for you to reach out through that same email. Now back to the show. All right, next up, this Saturday at 6 p.m. at the Piggy Pit in Springfield, which I'll have to be honest with you, I did not know was a thing, but now I do, and I'm aware. They're having a concert, and starts at 6 p.m. Now, my mom told me not to judge a book by its cover, but if I was going to judge this band by the lead singer, I would expect a pretty heavy dose of like some Lynyrd Skynyrd, AC/DC kind of things. He had like a Lynyrd Skynyrd t-shirt on and long hair, all that kind of stuff. So that's what I would kind of expect. Now, you may go there and it's freestyle rap. I don't know. I'm sorry, but that's, I'm just kind of judging by the book, by its cover. It's going to be some Skynyrd, AC/DC kind of stuff. So go check that out in Springfield at the Piggy Pit on Saturday night. If you're in Hendersonville, at the Anchorheim Marina on Saturday night, they're having a St. Patrick's Day with Brother Pies. It starts at 6:30. Of course, Anchorheim Marina is the restaurant that's right there on the water. You go out the kind of on like a pontoon boat kind of thing. Have some good seafood, all that kind of stuff. They're celebrating St. Patrick's Day, which officially is on Monday. So on Monday, don't forget to wear your green, unless you want to get pinched. Then it's up to you. But that's the second concert, and that seems like it's more of a kind of 70s, 80s rock vibe as well. Finally, if you're a lady, a gentleman, a boy or girl, a child of any age, know that the circus is coming to town. Springfield, the circus will be there Saturday at 4 and at 7 at the Robertson County Fairgrounds. I found some tickets online for $5 or maybe some other price levels or whatever. But this Saturday, if you got kids that want to check out the clowns and I don't know if they still do elephants, if that's still like politically correct or whatever, but there's all kinds of events there, and that's 4 and 7 o'clock on Saturday. Wrapping it up, just kind of some real estate news. We haven't really touched on this a lot, but the last almost 2 months now, mortgage rates have consistently come down a little bit every week. And so the big deal with that is that we're also coming into the spring buyer season. And so like we said in our commercial earlier, Maddie and I are both local real estate agents. If you've got any questions or need any help about the real estate market, we'd love to help you. Again, this is the White House, What's Up White House podcast. We're on Spotify, Apple, and YouTube. And so give us a like if you want some more, if you like this, if you want to keep informed, if you want to know what's going on in the White House before it happens, you can always just subscribe on those channels, and we'll talk to you next week.